Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Polywine, where we like to take a deep dive into stories pulled from the media and have a fun time while breaking it down. I'm Jillian, and let's get into it. Well, 150,000 people gathered at St. Peter's Square to welcome the new Pope, Pope Leo the 14th, Cardinal Robert Prevost of Chicago, and spent a lot of his career in Peru, is now the leader of the Catholic Church. So congratulations, large crowd there to greet him as he was welcomed into his new position. And it was quite a day, definitely a moment in history for sure. So congratulations there. And speaking of large numbers, did you see that huge turnout for the Lady Gaga concert in Brazil? Yes, well, over 2 million people gathered at the incredible Copacabana Beach to celebrate a huge free concert that Lady Gaga was there to perform. And it was massive. To see the aerial footage of this show, it was wild. It really was. It was massive. The crowds was just huge. It was incredible. I would think, I don't know, I actually have to look this up. I would think that that would have to be some Guinness World Record to have that many people at one show. I mean, just the sea of bodies that you could see from the drone footage was really cool, and the lights and the party, and it just looked incredible. There was a scary situation. The Brazilian authorities actually unfoiled a bomb plot against that show there at Copacabana Beach. But thank goodness the show went on without a hitch. It was an incredible turnout, fantastic show. Lady Gaga always brings it. So great performance there. But what a scene. I guess it's got to be a record. It has to be. It was just awesome. When I was looking at the videos, all I could think of, being at shows like that, all I could think of is like, oh my God, hot bodies close together. Ooh, touching, sweaty, touching. That's all I could think. But it looked awesome. So congratulations, Gaga. Her fans are just unbelievable. They will go to the ends of the earth for her, because I'm going to tell you, that woman puts on a show. She is the best of the best. So her monster showed up, she showed out, and the show must go on, darling. The show must go on. And speaking of the show going on, let's go our way over into the court world. We have major cases happening. Yes, the Karen Reed trial is back on. Am I tuning back into the cruise at Court TV? Yes, of course I am. Julie Grant, yes. Matt Johnson, you know it. And all the other guys. And so I gotta tell you, some of the male anchors, they're the little comments that they make kind of just crack me up. It's a little kind of catty sometimes, a little sharp, and I love it. I'm here for it. I love the sarcasm. This judge, she is a New England woman all the way, hard and letting you know exactly what she thinks. I love it. But she has these rules set in place that anytime there's a sidebar or they take a break or just, a moment, all cameras must go up to the ceiling. And I guess they chose I'm guessing they chose a spot to put the cameras in. They chose a ceiling fan. So the comment keeps coming back to the ceiling fan, back to our friend with the ceiling fan. And here we go to our ceiling fan journalist. Just the comments that they make about the ceiling fan, kind of just the dry humor kind of cracks me up. But the guys make little jabs, and the kids and the women are very poised and very focused, and just great job all the way around. I have been enjoying watching you. But let's get to the trial, the retrial. It has been intense. The cross examinations of the witnesses really have, I mean, it is thrilling television. I am just hooked on it. I have had this court case going on in the background in my house for a while. I have it kind of on in when I'm, driving. I am listening. I find it very fascinating, and I'm learning a lot, and I have a lot of questions that still need to be answered. The witnesses that have been taking the stand, They have definitely had strong performances. You mean you had a lot of people from forensics, from tech. You also had a lot of witnesses that have been there. Some of other witnesses and like paramedics and other police officers, and you hear their testimony. And we've heard a lot of this testimony, similar testimony in the first trial, but here in the retrial, the cross-examination, they're really trying to point out if there's inconsistencies, pardon me, in these testimonies in this retrial to the previous trial. And they have been hard-hitting, back to back. I like I said the other week, it's like some of these questions are rapid fire, and they're trying to see if they will trip up or stumble a little bit in their testimony to see if, you know, to create some doubt. And that is what the defense is there to do. I think the prosecution is doing a fine job. Definitely, you don't have that courtroom kind of theater drama that the defense is giving. And let's just say Alan Jackson, he is an LA attorney. He has had high profile clients before, high profile cases. He knows, the man knows what he's doing. The man has got the assignment. And in my opinion, and again, I am of no legal expert. I enjoy watching it. I do enjoy it. But again, if you just have to create some little hair of doubt, I think they are doing a good job to do that. I just do not see so far what I have seen in the testimony and the witnesses. I have some doubt. I have a little doubt on stuff. Were the voice messages left the night of? You know, these drunken text messages and voice text messages, were they chaotic? Were they just unhinged? Sure. Was this woman in a manic moment? Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there was intent to me, but the charges are harsh, and they have to, the state has to prove without a reasonable doubt guilt. And I am just seeing a little, again, me, and I'm very skeptical, but I see some little cracks, which would make me have a little doubt in things. Definitely doubt the handling of evidence by the police department. That was a mess. There's no question there. There were solo red cups in a bag, in a paper bag, unsealed. Look, that night where the body was found, it's a blizzard. It must have been a nightmare scene to gather any type of forensic evidence. It must have been a nightmare, but you still follow protocol with what you can. I mean, you wait till you get the plastic sealed bags, the evidence bag with a Ziploc. You wait, the tape that only, once that thing is sealed, only, crime analysts and forensic teams will open that. It cannot be touched once it's sealed. It was sloppy. There's no question there. So that alone, I think, creates a little doubt. But today there was no court. So last minute, the court was called off for the day. So it would not be in session. So we will see where tomorrow it goes. But the testimony has been very, very intriguing. We're getting to the heart of some of the stuff. We're getting to the evidence portion, the text messages behind the scenes. I can't say enough. I find it absolutely fascinating, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. I'm not in the courtroom. There's information that's coming out in the news, social media. There's stuff in documentaries. I do not know what is going to come to light in this retrial that we already know, and what's going to be allowed into evidence. Who knows what the jury is is getting, and what will get down, coming down further into this case. I gotta tell you, it is a really complicated and complex case. There's a fascinating, great television, great television. I'm gonna be tuning in tomorrow. So today we're off, but tomorrow I'll be tuning back in. Now, here we are into another major court case. Yes, here we are. Yesterday was day one into testimony into the Diddy trial. Last week, we had jury selection. This week, opening statements and testimony. Now, cameras are not allowed in the courtroom, so we are getting sketch renderings. There's court artists in there, and so we're getting sketches out. And there's definitely one thing that is extremely noticeable, and that's how Diddy looks in the pictures, in the sketches. I mean, full gray hair, gray beard. One thing that the sketch artists have captured to the T is the intensity in his eyes. That man has an intense stare that looks right through you, and the sketch artists have captured that. Absolutely. But that's definitely the most dramatic thing. He looks completely different. Stress is definitely getting to him. His age, but looks like stress is getting to him. But from what was coming out from journalists and people that were in the courtroom yesterday, it sounded like the testimony just right went into it. It was quite graphic and detailed testimony. So let's see what comes up out of this. Of course, Diddy's declared his innocence. How many witnesses are we going to have? And when will Cassie take the stand? If she takes the stand, will he take the stand? Who knows? I would doubt that Diddy would take the stand. I would doubt. You never know. You never know. But I'll be watching and tuning in to whatever I can. We will see what the verdict comes out of the Diddy trial. And of course, he has declared his innocence as well. But two really, really fascinating court cases. And I'll keep you posted. And so I'm sure so are all the teams online and Reddit. You have been spot on with a lot of your comments. Reddit, I really enjoy going down that rabbit hole with you. You are always a good read. I love your opinions. I love your comments. You guys crack me up. So thank you, Reddit. Now, let's get over into a little world of TV. We have so much stuff coming out. Right now, it's, as a lot of, shows are reaching sweet weeks and coming to the end of their season, not Bravo, they're cranking it out and they just released some new juicy information. But let's get to them in just a second. So let's work over our way to HBO Max. Hacks killing it. And I was watching an interview that show is suggested or loosely based off of Joan Rivers. I did not know that. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true, but I could see how that show would be loosely based off her career. I've enjoyed that show. I think it's having a good run. Little kink in the last couple episodes, I think. But I hope they get back on track because I really do enjoy the writing and the timing of the characters on the show. Jean Smart is great. And I just thought that was so cool. I'm like, I didn't even know that. Why did I not think of that? Because Joan Rivers was everything. And Melissa Rivers was actually on Andy Cohen's show last night on Watch What's Happened Live. So that's kind of how we were talking about Hacks. And I was like, I didn't know that. I did loosely because that makes sense. So I think I like it even more. But come on, Hacks. Get back up there. You have such a good show. Come on, bring it back. It was an off week. Bring it back to me. But I am still enjoying the show. I love it. Gilded Age. Our girl Carrie Coons, remember? She was on The White Lotus Thailand. She was great in that. She was so complex, her character in The White Lotus. I love her. I think she's a great cast Good, great actress. I really enjoyed her poised, stout character in The Gilded Age. I think that's a really good show. I like the whole time period, the costumes. I love a good period piece. I think that's a good show. HBO Max, Gilded Age, set to premiere on June 22nd. I'm here for it. I love the costumes, the setting. Very cool. And there's so much history in that show, and it's a nice refresher. I think so. I definitely think so. But getting over to our girls on Bravo, we have the Love Hotel. Am I enjoying it? So much so. So much so. We have Giselle. We have Ashley. We have Shannon. Oh, Shannon. And God, Luann. Luann. I can't even do her deep voice, that deep, sultry voice. It's just a little too deep for me. But God, Luann is great. And Luann, your girl, Lady Morgan, she was in the news the other day. Let's hope that's not true. But Countess Luann, oh God, she's so good. Giselle, you are perfect for this show. You are a ball buster. You are not making it easy for the men. You are making them work for it. I like it. Ashley, you just like everybody. And poor Shannon. Oh, Shannon, why are you crying? It's the storm of tears, Shannon. Every time I turn around, you're crying, you're emotional, you're this, you're that. I mean, you don't need a love right now. Maybe you just need time to heal, to grow. Maybe that's what you need, Shannon, because you jumped right into John Jansen right after you broke up with David. Well, I mean, actually, I don't know how long it was, but it seemed pretty quick. Maybe you need to work on you. You've had a lot happening. You had a new awakening with a lot of things in your life since your whole accident last year. This is a good time for you healing. So maybe you don't need a guy right now because it might just mess with you in your recovery, Shannon. Seriously, you're doing well. You're getting better. Please, Shannon, stop crying. Just let the love come in. Let the good times roll. Just go with the flow. You are in gorgeous Cabo. Just take in the breeze, that ocean air, and just have those vacation vibes. Okay, Shannon? Shannon, I like you. I love You're Kind of Crazy. I think it's great television. And I think we can all relate. There's an element of crazy that in all of us and in every woman of a particular age who has kids. And we think about a lot of the things that you say out loud, Shannon, but you obsess over them. You become slightly neurotic about it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. So I want you just to relax, let the love come in, Shannon, and enjoy it. Earl is not for you. I mean, you guys got into a fight over vegetables, and Shannon was in tears. I can't do it anymore. Is there any episode Shannon doesn't storm out? She really does. It's in such an epic and dramatic fashion. You know, and the door slams, and look. We need one of those on every season. We need it in a reunion. We need one or two of those during a girl fight on one of the girls' trips on the Housewives or whatever it may be. But I love her. I mean, you can be like this. You can be annoyed and come on. You're there with your other girlfriends from the other shows. Get it together. They got your back. But if you keep having dramatic outbreaks and meltdowns, they're gonna be like, Shannon, we're there for you, but there's only so much we can do, and we got our own thing going over here. So Earl is not for you. You guys can't even sit at dinner without fighting over vegetables. When he was like, why do you look like you always want to slap me? It was kind of funny because when he said that is literally the expression she had on her face. Like, but that's why we kind of like Shannon. What? That is Shannon Beador. Storms Beador. That's why we like her. But tame it down. Shannon, you're trying to put out the attraction vibes, not retraction. Okay, so come on, Shannon, get it together, girl, get it together. But I am loving I love Giselle and Ralph. I said Ray last week. I don't know why I kept saying Ray. Correction, it was Ralph. Ralph, the big kahuna. Who knew? Ralph's got game. You know, Ralph's got game. Everybody wants Ralph. Luann wants Ralph. Um, Shannon wanted Ralph. That's not going to happen. Giselle wants Ralph. And then actually, you sneaky little Lynx comes right up to him and was like, well, Ralph, you were in the running, but Giselle's my girl. And he was like, oh, totally threw his mind in a shift. Ralph's just like, oh, I had no idea. Now you just mind melted him and he's going to mess up probably whatever good flow that he had with Giselle. And there was a flow there. There was a flow. And then there was this one scene where Ralph and some other guy was sitting with Giselle and they were talking. And I think they were talking about like candle making or something like that. Giselle turned over and gave Ralph this look. And I was like, oh, she's interested. And she's like, I like what I'm hearing, Ralph. I like it. I like it. And he just was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm catching what you're throwing. And she's thinking the same thing. I'm like, this is a sweet little moment. And then I don't know what happened. Something else moved on. And then Ashley swoops in and says, yeah, I think I got a thing for Ralph. Girl, let Giselle has a moment. Let her have a moment. And she's right. The guy with the glasses, I'm sorry, his name I'm drawing a blank in. He is in the friend zone with Giselle. She's like, I've dated guys like him before and it just goes nowhere. So I think he's in the friend zone. He's in the friend zone. Ralph, do not mess it up with Giselle. She's your front runner. She is your front runner. But everybody wants Ralph. Who does Ralph choose? I guess that's the question. I thought is this The Bachelor? The Bachelor? Because this is what it seems like in the hotel, because it looks like Ralph's getting to choose whomever he wants. I mean, Ralph, I didn't know the power of Ralph. I like it. I like it. Ralph's got game. And now all the other men have caught on and they got to catch up. So what are you serving? Okay. And I like it. And Giselle is ready. She wants to be served. Your performance. Please do. I'm ready. I'm here to watch it. I love it. It's so good. And then you have the Love Hotel. Fantastic. You have the love drama on Summer House. Am I enjoying Summer House? I am. Now that you have Lindsay's pregnant, and everybody talks about how great Lindsay is pregnant. Pregnant Lindsay's pretty great. She's pretty great. She's just over it, doesn't care. She's tired. You know, once you get to a certain point in pregnancy, you're just exhausted. That baby's kind of pushing on everything. You just need to take a lot of breaks, put up your feet, and snack often. And that's where she is. She wants to hear the drama. She doesn't really want to be a part of it. But I mean, she's there to be a part of the audience. And I think it's awesome. I'm loving it. And everybody keeps saying in the house, I love pregnant Lindsay. She's so great. Sierra's still pissed at Wes and now at Jess. Jess is serving serious doucheness this summer. No question. Wes looks like a punished puppy in the corner. He's not really saying much and just looks sad. And yeah, you know, he's trying to totally revamp his image. Jesse, you had a great image, is tanking. Insecurity, gross. Sierra just serving bitchness. So good. I think it's great. Here. And Carl, and then you have Amanda and Kyle. Now that Kyle is ready to have babies and he just went to the sperm doctor and he found out that, and I quote, this is his quote, not my quote, his sperm is dope, which is gross. As Amanda's like, how is that even a sentence? I'm like, how is that even a sentence? That's weird. He's fist pumping everybody because he's got the high numbers. And now that she's slightly intimidated, I think, like, oh my God, he is super fertile. And now I don't know. You know what? If you want to go sleep in the other room or on the couch, maybe that's fine. Don't touch me. I don't want to get pregnant. So now she's, reevaluating things as well. She even said it the other week. I'm finally doing better. I'm really just kind of came out of a bad place with like depression and this and that, and an odd place with our marriage. And, I finally got my bikini business off and launched and off the ground, and it's thriving. And I am flying high at this moment. I've got my group back. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling proud. And this will derail all of it if I have kids and then I have postpartum and then I'm basically taking care of my adult child, Kyle, and that will derail everything and put me in a bad headspace. And I think she's right. I think she's right. And I'm glad she's recognizing that now before she makes a decision to get pregnant. And you can't walk that back. So this is a conversation you need to have. And you know what, Amanda, you and Kyle have been married long enough. Sometimes you need to go back and renew the contract, right? I think it's fair. You have to reevaluate the contract. You have to have that communication. You have to have that conversation. What do you want now? Where do we move forward? And what does our future look like? It's fair. And things change along the way. People change. Sometimes life and things thrown at you will change the course of, events or the path of your future or whatever. But what does it look like together? So I think those are good questions for Amanda and Kyle to kind of have. Carl, on the other hand, oh my God. It was slightly, I don't know. There was a scene where Carl was talking with Jesse and Kyle, talking about how he's just launched his soft bar and he just signed a lease, a 7-year lease for like this large warehouse space, which seems high the price seems high. I don't know. I'd have to see it. But when he was talking about it, 7 years and this is the deal and this is how much I'm putting forward, and right, starting any business is very expensive. You are going to spend money starting something. But it just sounds like such a bad plan. And you can just see the guys they have the same reaction, like their facial expression is the same, and they're trying to be supportive because Carl's their friend. But when he's discussing the investors and how much he's putting in forward and money wise and the lease of 7 years, do you not know the turnaround in restaurants in a year? It's tough, right? The hospitality, food and beverage business is a tough gig. And a lot of businesses don't even make it in the first year. So to commit yourself to 7 years and then have that good boy clause, okay. That's a tough one. But to see like Jesse and Kyle's same reaction, like they want to be supportive, but they're like, oh my God, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. Oh my God. And you could just see it like, oh God, like this sounds like, the more he's putting out the numbers, Carl, and the more he's talking about it, you can just see them like, oh God, this is, oh. And then, and then their confessionals, you're like, well, I want to support them, but this sounds tough. And good luck, tough. And boy, if Lindsay hasn't been, boom, spot on the whole way. The couple years before that, the engagement, look, I'm going to support you, but you got to get something done. Move forward. Nothing ever gets finished. Right. She's right. And I think now he's just trying to steamroll this to kind of prove to himself and her and the world that he can do it. But the writing is on the wall that maybe this isn't the best idea. Like it's a juice bar, essentially. Look, I love a good mocktail. They're delicious. But you're going to have to sell a lot of juice, a lot of juice and a lot of club soda to pay that overhead and then labor. Oh my God. That's a lot. So good luck, Carl. Good luck. But I think Lindsay, yet again, might be right on this one. Yeah. I think she might. And there is some beautiful, beautiful breaking Bravo news. So excited. Bravo has announced some new shows coming up in the lineup. Ladies of London is back. I don't know if you watched it years ago. That's who introduced us to Caroline Stanbury, right? Sergio. Before it was Sergio, it was Jem. I think that was her ex-husband. I think that was his name, right? Jem? Was that it? Very successful man, but she was in Surrey, where she was young and married, young children, living a beautiful lifestyle close to the royals. They brought us Ladies in London. You had all the other girls. You had Juliet and all the other ones. What a good show. I really enjoyed it. They're totally rebooting it, bringing it back. Caroline Stanbury's got to be on that, right? And what about the Real Housewives of Cheshire? Why do we not? Oh, that's not Bravo, is it? I watched that. I like binged watched that during COVID, and I love it. And the fact that Dawn was on the Real Housewives of Dubai when Carolyn Steinberry had the housewarming party, right? Right? Where Sergio got upset, and then they had the fight. Yes, that was Dawn from Cheshire. I really enjoyed that. Shit was catty, and I mean that shit's been on for a long time, like over a decade. So can we get that too? I miss the Real Housewives of Melbourne. That was always a good watch. That with the attorney, you have to cats about to topple. Love her. Can we get those back? That was such a COVID cherished moments. I loved it. But Ladies of London coming back, please give me Caroline Stanbury. Is she still in Dubai? Is she gonna hop back and forth? Tell me, I need it. I think you need somebody in a crossover, right? It's got to be Caroline. I love me some Caroline Stanbury. I do. Give me her lips and all. Love it. And yes, we have lost a few Housewives franchises along the years. We've gained some. We have some that are in total reboots. Jersey, talking about you. We lost DC, but we gained Potomac. But guess what? They have announced that there's going to be a Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Sounds great. Perfect. Rhode Island's got some fun towns, right? You've got Newport News, you've got Providence. That's really it. It's a very small state, but Newport is beautiful, and you've got you've got old money, new money. It's a beautiful state. That New England money and kind of lifestyle, living in those Cape Cod houses and those New England shores. It is so good. So good. How do we not have one of the Hamptons? Oh, I guess it's Summer House. But I'm here for it. It's going to be good. Rhode Island. Is it the Newport moms? We've got a new group of girls, and I am ready. Thank you, Bravo. You're giving us something going into the summer. We also have Next Gen NYC. We have all the kids of a lot of our favorite Bravo celebrities, so we've got a new lineup of new cast members that we got to get to know. Who's coming back on the Housewives? What's the reboot of Jersey going to look like? It's all happening. Andy, tell us. Get to us. Oh! And I feel like there's some heartbreaking news. Is it a breakup? I don't know. Kind of sounds like a breakup, but this one makes me really sad. Speaking of our Bravo celebrities and the Bravo babes that we love. And I love Sutton Strack. Everybody knows this. I've been Team Sutton. She has had a difficult season. Her and Garcelle are not communicating. That's tough. That's kind of been her rock. But it was on Jeff Lewis's podcast the other day. Sutton Strack was on, and they were asking about Avi. Oh, Avi. Her right hand guy. I love Avi, the one that was taking the dog, to Savannah. I love Avi. Well, I don't know what happened, but Avi is no longer working with Sutton. I hope that they are still friendly. I hope that they are still on, left on good terms. That would really break my heart if she lost Garcelle and Avi. That is a huge support system there. I thought Avi was amazing. He just was the cream of the crop. I hope everything's okay there. That makes me sad. I didn't like sometimes how she talked to Avi, but I think sometimes when she was trying to be, I think, funny, and sometimes it came off harsh in my opinion, but maybe I don't know. I hope it didn't end poorly. I hope they still are on good terms, but Avi and Sutton no longer a team. That one got me. When I heard that news, I was like, oh, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, beautiful. I'm reading on the Love Hotel. I'm reading on this. I'm reading about the ladies of London. I am loving it. And it's what? No Avi? No Avi. Don't we all need a little Avi in our life? He is spectacular. So I'm sorry, Avi. I'm sorry, Sutton. That one, you guys were a good pair, and I'm sorry to see that one go, but who's next? And is Avi going to be talking? And I said it before, Bravo, you're coming out with all these great shows. We're still missing something, I think, very important. We need a spinoff of like The Assistants. We need an Avi on a spinoff show. We need some of the other assistants, like Kathy Hilton's assistant. What's her name? Christy, whatever her name. We need her. We need the assistant, Aniko. We want the behind the scenes gossip. I'm sure they probably have all signed NDAs. But God, is that not a great show? When they kind of talk about like the little high maintenance, the little intricacies, people's piccadillies that they work for. Like, you got to do that. She doesn't like this. And that is the stuff I live for. That would be such a good show. Bravo, if you're listening or if anyone's listening, we need a spinoff of The Assistants, not the kids. We have enough Nepo situation happening right now in today's world. We need a spinoff of The Assistants. That's what we want. I want to know about the high maintenance, what it's like running through traffic to get their favorite sandwich and favorite like Diet Coke when they're having a meltdown. These are things I need to know, people. These are the things. So let's make it happen. But that's it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please follow us on Instagram at PollyWineTime, and please listen to Pollywine wherever you get your feed. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.